Tell us about yourself. How did you end up in the position of CMO? I guess you studied marketing, got a higher education, received a marketing diploma, then started working and built your career from there.
Well, it's not that simple. Actually, I never studied marketing. I had a 6-month marketing course, and back then when I was studying, I thought, oh, this is so boring, not practical at all. I want to do something else. I studied accounting and auditing at Taras Shevchenko University. While I was still at university, I started working at UMG, first as an intern, then I successfully completed the internship and stayed on as a junior investment analyst. Yeah, it's a very unusual path. Then a year later, it so happened that I was laid off. And honestly, that turned out to be a really valuable lesson for me for life. Because after I was let go, a lot of different opportunities opened up for me. I went to interviews and could already choose any position I liked. And that's how I ended up at Deloitte. Again, it was a move far away from marketing into consulting. And that just happens what? I was moving more in the direction of analytics. And then I thought that maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to work in IT to switch over, because I was working in IT in more of an administrative area. I worked at Ciclum as an analyst, and everyone always wanted to get into product. Because we were admin staff, and everyone wanted to work with products. And then I got into the Genesis IT school. It was the 7th school. I got a bit familiar with the IT market in general. What's out there, what positions are available, where you can go. And right after successfully finishing the school, I moved to Genesis, to the company Nebulo. Back then, it wasn't Obrio yet, but now it's Obrio. And that's how my journey as a marketer began. Well, that's the short version.
So, the IT school at Genesis, it wasn't just about marketing, right? They covered everything there. I mean, they told you about and showed you all the different options, right?
Yeah. Honestly, when I was taking the course there, the IT school, I didn't really like marketing that much. Yeah, from the very first step, I looked at it and thought, well, this is kind of weird. Some CPM, CTR, I didn't understand anything at all. But then it turned out that as I kept going, looking around, I started getting more familiar with the projects and different job openings because we had the chance to talk to people in various fields. Since it was a comprehensive school, we had a lot of different homework assignments in various areas. You can also get to know what people actually work with on the job after talking to different people, like team leads or product SEOs. As for me, marketing seemed, well, not bad, I thought. I also used to ask a lot whenever there were marketing job openings, whether there was a lot of creativity involved or a lot of analytics. Because creative work, I thought back then, was something artistic, that you had to be super creative and come up with some brilliant ideas. They promised me that it would be 70% analytics and 30% creativity. And I was like, oh, okay, that works for me.
You can measure 30%.
Yeah. Exactly.
And did it turn out that way? Well, they weren't lying.
Not at all. Although actually, later I realized that all this creativity is also really heavily based on analytics, on research, on studying behavioral patterns. So in any case, their way. Sometimes we came up with these super crazy ideas, but then in performance they didn't win out. And we were like, okay, we'll leave 10% for these creative ideas, and the rest will focus more on performance analytics, competitors, and generally, behavioral patterns of co-users. That's it. So yeah. So analytics is still the main thing.